Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to take some time and do a review on my Redverz SOLO tent. It's a tent that I've been using for a little over a year now, and I want to talk about the good points and the bad points to it. So with that being said, let's get to it. So one of the first things I want to talk about is the stuff sack that it comes in. Now Redverz engineered this tent to be a moto tent. It's designed to have a motorcycle in it, which means they should have put the thought into the stuff sack was going to go on a motorcycle. But this stuff sack, the opening's on the side and it's huge, and you can't call this watertight in any shape, form, or fashion. So the stuff sack does not work for me. Sure, it's made out of light material, it's probably waterproof, but the opening, when you draw it around the tent, leaves a huge opening on the side. To me, that's a failure. So I had to go with another sack that I call waterproof, and I found this one on Tortec. That's just my choice. When I was looking for a tent, the only negatives I could find on these tents were how big they were. Everyone talks about how big they were. They don't talk about the quality of the tent, what's good and what's bad. It's always how big they are. Yes, they are big, but I love the fact that it's big and I can take care of all my stuff and protect it and keep it in. So we're gonna go through this tent. All right, so that was a setup. This is how I've set it up every time I've used it. On the, what I call the sleep side of the tent, which this is the sleep side, there are 4 stakes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Anchor those in, put your poles in the grommets, and then pull it with these 2 stakes. And that's it. I've used this for a week on the New Mexico BDR and another week on the Colorado BDR this year, and I've never used guy lines. So it's not a freestanding tent, but it stands up with 6 poles. It takes about 5 minutes, and that part I think is okay. Certainly it is big. Yeah, it's 12 pounds and it's big on a stuff sack. I think that stuff sacks I use is like 10 inches in diameter and 24 inches long, so it's big. But let's talk about the good parts now. So let's take a look at what we got. All right, so the plus side of this vestibule slash garage, I'm 6'1"-ish and I can stand up. So if you need to stretch your legs, you can stand up, you can do, I mean, there's plenty of room in this vestibule. There's a full door here, a full door here, and another door here. This part, I really like it. I was taught early on in life to take care of things that matter to me, and my motorcycle matters to me. So I really like having it inside the tent. So it's protected from the weather and elements and everything else. And I really like that. So this is the tent for me. But there's a couple things that I don't like. As you know, out in the weather when tents get wet, so the morning dew and stuff, if you roll this up so you can get your gear out, come in and out, it's never going to dry. So I opted for the awning kit. The awning kit, simple enough, just a couple poles, and then you can pull it out there and take a look. I like it. It's only a couple more poles to carry, kind of expensive for what it gets, but it really helps. So you can pull out the awning and then take a look. All right, let's take a look at the inside. So on the inside, I have another door going from the outside, because if you have your motorcycle in the garage, it is a little tight to get in and out. This is a Solo, so it's not huge, but it's plenty big enough for one person to sleep and still put their gear and whatnot that you really want to keep dry and out of the way. So You've got a couple little pouches if you want to put stuff in those while you're sleeping so you don't roll over them, that stuff. Also, this little handy D-ring right here. Now, I don't know what they designed it for, but for me, that's to hold my flashlight. So I can clip my flashlight in there and I can take care of what I'm doing. So my problem is, why didn't they do one in the garage? They sell this thing saying, hey, you can hang out, you can work on your bike, you can do all those things in here, but there's no place to hang a flashlight in here. Why didn't we do that? That's a fault. So come on, Redverz, let's find a place to put a flashlight. It needs to be by one of the poles. So either right here would be perfect. All right, so that's a fault. Or not a fault, but it could be better. If there was a place to hang a flashlight in here, I think it would be better. The area, man, it's really nice. Store all your gear and still be out of the rain and out of the wind and out of the elements, and so people can't see you. So we're gonna take a look at that. All right, as you can see, this is a 2016 BMW GSA, one of the biggest adventure bikes on the market, and it goes in the tent, and it goes in there pretty easy. Normally, I don't like it leaning toward me if that's where I'm sleeping, but for the video purposes, that's just what I did. So you can still put it on the center stand, and we're going to talk about the room that's around it still. Okay, one of the true benefits, and one of the things that I like most about this tent is this. If it's raining, and you can see earlier it took me 5-ish minutes to set this tent up by myself. So you set it up, you can quickly pull your bike in and get out of the rain. So now that you're in, you've got enough room in here to set up the rest of your sleeping gear, your camping gear. You know, I've got a small little table and my chair. I can take my boots off. I can cook. I found myself sitting here out of the elements having coffee. Nothing wrong with that. I'm okay with that. Yes, it's a big tent. That's all anyone ever says. It's a big tent. It is a big tent. But look at me. I'm out of the elements. So no sun, no wind, no rain. I'm dry and I'm comfortable. Name of the game, camping and everything, is being comfortable. And I am comfortable. So once I put my bike in here, the front door that I've been using, it gets a little cramped. I mean, with the bike there, the back door is the same way. So you tend to lean toward this door. This door has a rounded design, so you can't use the awning kit. For me, I wish they'd have made this one squared like this one, so I could just use that one, go in and out. If this is where I'm storing all my gear, it's where I want to go. The sleeping side, it is small, so you don't store a lot of stuff in there. I'm stored all in here. So if I'm going to say another strike, let's make this door. It's got a net on it, so it's already kind of bug proof. You're going to zip all this up and you're going to hang out. So the things that I don't like about it, no place to hang my flashlight in here. When I'm trying to make coffee at 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm raring to go, I gotta prop it up on my bike or something. So give me a hook up here, Redverz. Give me a hook. The door over here, square it off or whatever you need to do engineering wise so I can use my awning kit out there. I did opt for the ground sheets, and I'll tell you why. It's not just to park my bike on, but if I throw gear, my gear is dried too. But truly, the best thing about the ground sheets, if it's wet and damp out, the bottom of the tent's what gets so dirty. So with ground sheets, I unclip them. It's like 4 little spots. I unclip them, even the ground sheet underneath the tent, and I fold the tent up on top of those. And then the tent stays much cleaner. I put that away, and the ground sheets are super small. You can fold those up and put them anywhere till they dry out. Easier to wash them out, whatever you need to do on the trail. So that's a little hack that's worked well for me. But I really like this tent. So part of my purpose for doing this is I'm considering the larger tent, so I have more room inside. I started thinking, if this is what I like to do, if I want to cook in here, eat in here, maybe that's what I want to do inside the sleeping area. So maybe the Redverz Atacama, the 2-person tent, maybe that's what I need to do next. I really like this tent. Fix this door, give me a hook, and give me a stuff sack. All right, since one of the complaints about this is its size, let's just see how big it is. So there's 0, 4 feet, 8 feet, almost 13 feet. So it's almost 13 feet long. The opening is big enough for the GS, even with hard bags, and I chose to leave the hard bags on it, even though I do have soft bags. Hard bags a little wider. It fits in without any issues. So overall size, it is 13 feet long. All right, so 13 feet long, and there's 0, there's 3, and it's a little over 8 feet. It's like 100 inches wide, but you could pull it differently. So yeah, it's on the bigger side. But again, the room you get inside is amazing. A couple simple little changes, and I'm telling you, it's one of the best tents on the market. This it rolls out, but doesn't work the way I would really like it. Maybe there's a design reason it's that way. I don't know. I don't mind the size when I pack it up and take it with me, because I sure enjoy the time when I'm in my tent. So in conclusion, I will say that the Redverz Solo tent is a great tent. Only a couple tweaks, if I could change them, I would do. Get a better stuff sack, put a place to hang my flashlight, and that third door on the vestibule part so I could use the awning kit off there, and it would be perfect. With that said, I am interested in looking at a 2-man tent in the same version, either the Redverz or maybe one of its competitors. So if you're interested in that and the content of this one, hit the like, subscribe button, and keep an eye out for the next video. All right, thanks for your time.